Hi guys. Okay, I'm looking a little crazy today, just a bit. But, oh well, my hair will go back in a minute. But today, we are going to be doing a dupes video, but only on eyeshadow, because I had a brand reach out to me not too long ago, and they wanted to send me some products. Well, they sent me one eyeshadow palette, I tried it, loved it, and then they sent me two others. Well, I got them in the mail, and I was like, hey, this looks familiar. So I opened my collection and I realized it's a dupe. So I figured, let's make a video. But the brand is You Can Be, and you can get them off Amazon. Their quality I've tried is really, really good. But I have the Twilight Dusk palette by You Can Be, which we won't really be focusing on this one too much, along with the Aromas palette. This one is a dupe for the Huda New Nude, right? New Nude. So as you can see, the Huda palette is a little smaller than the Aromas palette. I don't quite remember the retail value on this palette, but I will have it on the screen right here. It's like $13 or something like that. It's under $20, I know that for a fact. But the Huda New Nude palette is $65. And if these are actual dupes, then why not save your money? But let's just open these up and I will show you what they look like. So this is the You Can Be palette. Obviously it comes with a mirror, and then that's the shades. And then this is the New Nude palette. And then these are them side by side, the Huda and the Aromas palette. They are pretty dang similar. We will be doing swatches. Let's just go through these and look at the shade names. And, look at the difference in shades. So this is the Aromas palette, and this is the Huda Nude palette again. The Huda Nude palette, the top row is Bare, Crave, Play, Fantasy, Love Bite, and Spanked. But in the Aromas palette, it's Bare, Eager, Play. So we have so far two name repeats, or two names that are the same. Wandering, Tease, and Exquisite. And then the second row in the Huda Nude palette is Lace, Daydream, Tickle, Excite, Infatuated, and Kinky. And then in the You Can Be palette, it is Secret, Dream, World, Fairy Tale, Bliss, Crush, and Kinky. So Kinky is the same. And then in the Huda palette, we have Concealed, which in the Huda Nude palette, it is a cream, like a cream concealer shade. And in the Aroma palette, it is called Nude, and it is not a cream. And then we have Secret, Tease, Raw, Charmed, and Teddy. And then in the Aromas palette, we have Nude, Misty, Sandalwood, Teddy, Castle, and Love Bite. So we do have some of the names that are the same. However, some of the names are kind of switched for the shades. And the shades are a little bit not necessarily in the exact order. But let's do swatches. I will go row by row. Okay, so that is the top row. This side is the Aromas palette, and this side is the Huda Nude palette. Now, if you notice, these bottom three shades in the Aromas palette they're flip-flopped. So in the You Can Be palette, the Aromas palette, that's what I'm gonna call it, the Aromas palette by You Can Be. It goes Wandering, Tease, Exquisite, which is kind of a purple, a darker, deeper purple, and a shimmer. But in the New Nude palette, if you look, it goes Shimmer, Dark Purple, Light Purple. So they're kind of just flip-flopped. Not bad, but those are pretty dang close swatches. Like, look at those. These top three are 100% the same. And then these ones, there's a little bit of difference between these two shades, but other than that, they're about the same. So let's move on to the second row. Okay, so this side is the You Can Be palette. This side is the New Nude. Now, if you notice the glitter shades, they are pretty similar, but I honestly prefer the glitters in the You Can Be palette just because they have a little more like grip to them. If you notice, the shade right here is different in the palettes. And then this shade is a little different. One's a little more purple and one's a little more gold or red. But other than that, again, They are pretty similar. Let's move on to the third row. If you notice, the shades are flip-flopped in the row, like they're not in the exact same order, but also this is the Huda Beauty side, and on the Huda Beauty side, this is a cream shade, that's the concealer shade, and that's the nude shade in the You Can Be. The shades are pretty similar in that bottom row. They're just kind of not in the same order. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one palette on one side and one palette on the other side, and we are going to create an entire look. Hair is back, and I just want to let you know too, when I was doing those swatches, I was using no base. That was just like, just my skin. But for my eyes, I am going to use a base. I'm going to use the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Eyes are primed, and I'm going to go in with the You Can Be palette, and that is going to be on the right side. And then the Huda Nude is going to be the left side. I'm going to take a clean brush and go in with the shade Teddy, which is that shade right there, and just pop that in the crease. We're going to do a pretty simple look. That's that shade applied. And then with the Huda Beauty palette, I'm going to take Teddy, which is the same shade, and apply that in the crease on the other side. Using another clean brush. I'm going to be using clean brushes for both sides, just so there's no cross-contamination. And we will see how well these shades are a dupe. Okay, as you can see, the Huda Beauty palette is a little more pigmented. But I'm going to go back in with the You Can Be palette, and we're going to build that up. But even so, this palette's really pretty. The shades are a little off. The You Can Be palette's a little lighter, but it's not, you know, the biggest thing. Next, I'm going to go in with Love Bite, which is this really pretty purple from the You Can Be palette, and apply that in the crease and the outer V. Okay, so that's that shade popped in. And then I'm going to take another clean brush, obviously, and go in with that same shade from the Huda Beauty palette, you know, Love Bite, and do the same thing. Really pretty shades, and they look identical. And then, just for the heck of it, I'm going to go in with Crush from the You Can Be palette, which is that shade right there. So holding it like this, that shade right there. It is one of the glitter shades, so we will see. I'm just going to take that in a dense flat brush, and I'm not going to put anything down. I'm just going to see if I can apply this just with the brush. That's the glitter shade laid down. Oh my goodness. So pretty. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye, but taking the shade, it's called Infatuated in the Huda Nude palette. Okay, so if you notice, the Huda palette gave us a lot more fallout, but both very pretty. And this one's just a little sparklier. This one's just got a little more color to it. I love them both though. Oh my gosh, like this is the Huda Nude side, and this is the You Can Be side. Both very pretty, but I'm going to real quick clean up the under eyes, and then I'm going to apply a base the rest of my face, and we'll come back to finish up the eyes and my final thoughts. Okay guys, the rest of my makeup is done. I put a little too much highlighter on. Oh well. But let's finish up under the eyes. I think under the eyes, I'm going to take the shade Secret from both of the palettes, which is this shade in the You Can Be palette and this shade in the Huda Nude. And remember, this is the You Can Be side, and this is the Huda side. Okay, and then we are going to go in with the shade Crave from the Huda Nude palette and pop that in the inner corner and under the brow bone. And then the shade Eager from the You Can Be palette, which is in the same place and the same shade as Crave. As you can tell though, the Huda Nude shade is a lot more glittery, whereas this, like, chunky glittery, whereas this one's a lot more, like, finely milled. But my overall thoughts and opinions on this palette. You guys, if you can't afford the $65 Huda Nude palette, or you want it and you don't want to pay that price tag, because let's be honest, not everybody does, definitely look into getting this palette. I love this palette and I will continue to use this palette, and honestly, I like the glitters a little more in this palette just because they stuck a little better. But like this one, you should use a little bit of glitter glue because you can see it's a little everywhere. This one's not so much. I really, really, really like this palette, like 110% love this palette and will continue to use it. But I still love my Huda Nude. I just think this is a perfect dupe for it. If you guys want to check that palette out, or, you know, look at their stuff and see if there's another palette you might like, I will have the link down below. But that is all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe down below. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 times a week. And if 3 times a week is not enough for you, you can follow me on all my social media down below. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter for a little more behind-the-scenes look at my life. It gets a little crazy. Also, let me know if you guys think those are dupes, because personally, I do. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.